Howdy folks, Big Yankovic here, podcaster, author, and carnivore, and it is day 27 of the July Carnivore Challenge here on the Hardcore Summer. Alright folks, let's head into those daily videos and see just how everything is going here on Big Yankovic on health. So, day 27, how did it go? Well, to start with, I did 15,000 steps yesterday, which may have been a bad idea because my leg was hurting really bad today. I'm not sure what happened, why it is that it's the front side of my shin right down near my ankle, and it is super sore. So today I did not get back out there and go walking. I'm just resting today, and so I'm gonna blow it. I'm not gonna have my 10,000 steps like I did. I think I made it to 39 straight days that I had 10,000 steps. I'm gonna have to start that streak over. But that's fine. The streak is not important per se. It's just the exercise that I'm getting is what matters. And you don't exercise if you're hurt. It's not a good idea. Only makes things worse. So yeah. Instead, I finished up my fast this morning at 42 hours. And I had myself some ground beef. Of course I did. You knew what I was going to have. Some ground beef. And then after that, I started smoking my chuck roast. I was inspired by Marshal Latham. He was talking about the brisket that he did last week. And I just thought, man, you know, I should do something like that. I have a smoker. My wife got me a smoker for Christmas this year, and I've used it like 6 times maybe this whole year. Just not nearly enough. So I thought I should probably, I could do that like every week. I could get any old cut, you know, that's the cool thing about, you know, a smoker and meat. The tougher cuts of meat are the cheaper cuts of meat, and you have to just cook them for a long time, which is what you do in a smoker. You cook things at low and slow. So I thought I should do that. And I had some chuck roasts that we'd gotten real cheap, and they were already in the freezer. So I pulled them out, thawed them off, and I covered them with a dry rub. And then I tossed them into the smoker and let them go for a while. And I also got myself some sausages at Aldi when we were shopping yesterday. And I threw those in there too. And that is what I actually wound up eating for my second meal, was the sausages. It was pretty good, although to tell you the truth, it wasn't as smoky as I wanted. I don't know what I did. I did something wrong, but they weren't as smoky as I thought that they would be. But eventually I finished with the roasts, and I pulled them out, and they looked pretty good. Not as good as they probably should. You know, I got some stuff to learn, I'm sure, still, as being a smoker, but I sliced them up, and I had several slices. Admittedly, I did eat a bunch of the smoked chuck roast, and it was pretty tasty. I actually really enjoyed it, and I got enough probably to last me the whole week. I don't know how many pounds it is, but it's probably something like 7 or 8 pounds worth of chuck roast. So I'll be eating that for several days along with the ground beef that I always eat. And yeah, that was my day today. We'll see how it goes. Things are going pretty well. That was some good stuff. And let's head over and see what Marshal Latham is up to.
Hey everybody, Marshal Latham here, talking about July 27th, and which was a Sunday, which means I didn't eat much until late afternoon. And I had a couple of hamburgers. I didn't have cheese on them. I'm trying to finish off the month without much cheese, so that's what we're doing there. And then I did have also some, I finished, no, there's still a little bit left, a tiny bit left of the brisket that we had. And I did finish off, I did have some of that brisket, but I saved some to take to work with me on the next day. And had a bunch of water, of course. I never talk about the water, but I'm always drinking lots of water. I did go out for a walk just around my neighborhood. It worked good on Friday, so it's not very long, but it's just around my block. It does get me out and do some exercise. So need to do that every single day. Let's see, that's about it. It's a quick and easy day 27.
All right, thanks, Marshall. Way to go. Good job with the walking. I'm jealous of you doing all that walking because I can't do it today, and I hate it. Hopefully I'll be feeling better and I'll be able to walk again soon. You know, I never talk about the water either, but I also drink a lot of water every day. I have a big cup that is a 32-ounce cup. Yes, a 32-ounce cup. And I fill that thing up a couple of times at least every day. I get at least 64 ounces, probably more like 128 most days. I don't know how important water is. I'm not striving for a particular number. I just drink when I'm thirsty. And I think that's the way it should be. We shouldn't be drinking. I have heard that if you're overdoing it with water, also if you drink a lot of water right before eating, then you'll dilute your stomach acid and it doesn't digest your food as well. So I don't know if that's true, but it can't hurt to not chug a bunch of water while eating or before eating. So I try to, keep it away from that. But otherwise, yeah, I just drink when I feel like it. And I think that's the best way to do. Your body will tell you if you're thirsty. It's made for that. And so, yeah, drink water. And if it tells you to drink, don't drink other stuff. Don't drink your calories. Drink water. Got to learn to do it. I know a lot of young folks don't drink water for some reason because they've only had like Kool-Aid their whole life or soda or whatever. But eventually you got to learn to get rid of that stuff because it's all calories if it's not water. So drink water. All right, folks, see you next time on Big Anklevich on Health.